nicely on the MPP. I love that.
Nice, smooth.
Very smooth this week. Do our research. I'm picking this player because why not? Sounds like a good pick to
Because I
me.
just like his name. K. Dot and what a name.
I always wanted initials as my first name, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MPP, the Noah and Patrick podcast. This is episode number
10.
10. 10 weeks already, season 3. I don't know why I'm blanking out on the seasons. Every time I type it in YouTube, I feel like I should be typing season 2, but because we did the first 100 and then I don't know. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm typing it in wrong every time I post the title of the episode. But yeah, hopefully everyone's having a great week. We started off with another win this week for our pick'em. So we got the Eagles beating the Commanders. Saquon Barkley went off in the last quarter and took over the game there. But the Commanders were winning 10-6 for the longest time, and yeah, it seemed like it was I didn't watch the game, but it seemed like it was a boring game. If it was only 10-6 and into the third quarter, I think a lot more people were thinking it was going to be a back and forth type thing. Pretty good offenses. They were both 7-2 or 7-3. So, anyways, we got 16 points to start off the week, and so
Yeah, I was
hopefully we
seeing
can.
with Kingsbury, his his offensive team stats, because he was the head coach of the Cardinals before,
Yeah,
is that very early on in the season they look great. His teams look great, and then they just
pull off.
steep decline throughout the year. So I don't know if we should be picking the Commanders anytime. I don't know if that's
Those,
because Kyler Murray got hurt or Jaden Daniels also got hurt when he was like a couple weeks ago. He's playing through the injury, so um, I don't know. There's a trend there. There's a trend.
yeah, isn't Commanders rest of the schedule? It's pretty tough, I think. They got to play the Eagle. I think they got to play the Eagles again.
Yeah, well, I guess their division's not really that tough, actually. I was gonna say the division's pretty tough, but Cowboys lost Dak to injury,
Yeah,
and Giants are not
not
good.
playing Daniel
So,
Jones.
but they've already played the Giants twice,
Okay.
so I don't
Oh,
know how it's gonna be throughout the
maybe.
rest of the season. But right now, they just are not looking very good.
Yeah.
Defense looks better, but offense has been bad.
Yeah. Only got 13 points for Jaden Daniels. So I think it's gonna be another losing week in my fantasy football. That season's just over. I'm not in. I'm not in it.
Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
It's been pretty struggle of a year for me. But you know,
I mean, it would have been really bad for me too if I didn't make two trades. Like I had to get rid of Tyreek Hill. Well, actually, if just that trade really helped me because I got Bijan from that trade. So, um, but other than that, because in the other league, it's a bad year. So,
it's
yeah,
tough.
what are you gonna do? It's been a
Yeah.
lot of injuries going on this year. Um, Weird performers like Chuba Hubbard. Like, yeah, I had him in one league, got rid of him. So, but he's been crazy. Like, who was really expecting him to be like a top five running back?
I thought at this point Jonathan Brooks would have been in the picture. I think that a lot of people were saying, once he comes back from injury, he'll, split carries with Chuba, but Chuba's just been taking over and it's like why rush this guy back? So,
Yeah, and then they gave him the extension, the 4-year extension. So
yeah.
who knows what's going to happen with Brooks, especially for all you dynasty people out there. You guys got Brooks expecting him to take over running backs.
Okay.
That's rough. Who knows what's going to happen there?
Um But yeah, let's get into our headlines. What do we got this week, Noah?
Yeah, so big fight tonight. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Supposed to happen like 4 months ago, and then Mike Tyson got hurt,
Yeah.
and now they are going to have that fight. The main card starts 8 p.m. Eastern on Netflix.
Shout out
So
to Netflix. Free.
I don't think it's extra. I think you can go over there and watch it if you have the Netflix subscription. So that's
Free
nice. You don't have
99.
to pay the pay-per-view prices like $70 like other boxing matches. Um, but I don't know. I'm not a big Jake Paul fan, so I didn't really want to watch it, but now that it's here, I kind of want to see Mike Tyson fight. Like
Dude,
this might be the last time Mike Tyson ever fights, uh,
yeah.
or has at least a boxing match. Um, so that'd be kind of cool to see, and never really got to see him fight,
Yeah.
in his prime,
Yeah.
prime Mike Tyson. So we'll see. 58 years old Mike Tyson going against I don't know, he's like 26 or 28,
Yeah.
Jake Paul. So it's
Tyson looks ripped.
30 year age difference. People don't really like Jake Paul because of the of his previous fights. He's People think they're rigged.
Not really
People
fighting
take the
anymore.
fall. Yeah, he fights people old, like just like this fight. I mean, Mike Tyson's 30 years older. He's fighting people 10, 20 years older than him. Uh, weren't boxers. They're UFC fighters, so it's a different environment.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I also don't follow it like that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Supposedly this is a, sanctioned event. It's actually going to go on the record. Mike Tyson may get a loss on his record. I don't know when the last time he fought a sanctioned event match. But this is all for the money. It's all for the fun and games. Looking at Tyson's kind of him leading up to the match tonight. He looks kind of crazy. He looks ripped. He has like no neck. It's just all head. His body's he's trying to do push-ups and sit-ups, and he has like his old trainer from back in the day come, and he's like, Mike, you look good, bro. You look good. This is the best I ever seen you. And I was like, dude, what? Everyone's coming out. So it's cool to see Mike Tyson in his element, but I think a lot of people want to see Mike Tyson win.
I think that's the
I
main
don't
thing.
blame him, but
Yeah,
Mike Tyson was the guy. He
yeah,
was he was the face.
yeah. He was the scariest dude to face. He bit off someone's ear, or a piece of someone's
Yeah.
ear. The dude's a psychopath, but or he used to be. He seems a lot more chill. But he said if he gets back in that mindset, that killer mindset,
Yeah.
who knows what's gonna happen. So yeah, it should be fun. We'll see. I don't know if I want to watch it yet, but
Supposedly Jake Paul said that he's going to fight Canelo after this fight. So,
well, Canelo's not 50 yet, so maybe when he turns 50, he'll fight him. But right now, I don't know. I don't think anyone who's in still in their like actual career
wants
would
to
fight
face,
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jake Paul. Yeah.
One, I don't know if they think it'll be worth their time, and two, it's kind of a big risk because what if they actually do lose?
Yeah.
But um, yeah, it's not really a win-win for anybody. But yeah, that'll be on tonight. I think 11 p.m. Eastern. This is a predicted actual fight of them two, but it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m.
Do we know
Pacific time.
any undercard? Is there some good fights or no?
I don't know. I didn't check. I honestly probably not gonna watch. Maybe I'll try to see when they fight, but for all you boxing fans who may sneak a listen,
Yeah, it doesn't look too not no one notable.
yeah. Well, the big thing is I think Netflix. This is the first time Netflix is doing something like this, so
Yeah.
we'll see if that leads into anything else. Maybe they have like live performances, concerts, stuff like that. We'll see what they try to dip into in the live streaming style space. So that'll be interesting to see also. Next, we got some baseball news. A couple baseball topics to go over here. Roki Sasaki. I don't know if anyone really remembers, but one of the best young talents in Japan playing in the MPB. He was in the World Baseball Classic throwing 101 against the US in the World Baseball Classic final game there. He has officially been posted by his team. He is 23 years old, so he would still be considered a international free agent, so he can't sign like a max contract coming over, not like Yamamoto did. So
Yeah,
he would be limited on the amount he can sign for. So that kind of opens up for everyone to come in and give him an offer. I believe the he's kind of in the same boat as Otani when he came over. I think Otani had like just a regular contract, but his signing bonus was 2.5 or 2.6 million dollars. So he'll probably get something around that range. And I think Otani had 4 year contract, and then he signed two or a 1 year for like $50 million um, to end his service time before his free agency. So 23-year-old pitcher. Of course, the heavy favorite is the Los Angeles Dodgers.
of
I
course.
did see a report that Dodgers are not the favorite, but I don't believe it. I don't think it's true. It wasn't a reliable source. It was just something I saw.
John
But
Heyman.
no, no. But if John Heyman said the Dodgers are landing Roki Sasaki, I wouldn't believe it until someone else said it. So I'm never gonna trust that guy again. But um, yeah, he had to wait to be posted, or else he could have came out 2 years ago when he kind of broke out as this future star,
Yeah,
but he also, I mean, he got posted early, like I said, but it'll be fun to see where he goes. He could potentially be a number one pitcher for any team right now in the MLB. He was dominating MPB. He had like a 2 ERA. He's been doing it since he's been 19 years old, so he's got some experience. And Giants, go and get this guy. Come on. What are we doing? Forget Corbin Burns.
yeah.
Forget Blake Snell. Go get Roki Sasaki.
Buster Posey got Randy Wynn, VP of player development. What a guy.
Yeah,
Posey's
that
bringing
was
all the guys back. Should be
yeah.
interesting.
Randy Wynn was he had one unique stance, that's for sure. I
Yeah,
remember watching him.
yeah,
Next over the next few days here, what is it? So starting next week on Monday, they're gonna have the biggest awards start to file out throughout the week. It would be starting Monday. We got Rookie of the Year would be announced right now for the AL. Two Yankees made it. There's Austin Wells, catcher, and Luis Gil, the pitcher, and then Colton Cowser of the Orioles. So, you want to make any predictions who would win that one? I know you're not huge baseball. I don't even know if you know who any of those guys are, but
I know Cowser because people are like browser, you know. So I'm gonna go with Cowser.
okay. Um, okay, I'm gonna go with Luis Gil because but the real race everyone's talking about, the NL Rookie of the Year, Jackson Churio for the Brewers, Jackson Merrill of the Padres, and the one and only Paul Skeens for the Pirates. Who would be your prediction there?
I think it's Paul Skeens to lose. Yeah. Who? Wait, it's Merrill and who?
Merrill, Jackson Churio for the Brewers, the outfielder, and
Yes.
then Paul Skeens. All
Oh
had great
man,
years.
I know that's
Any
tough.
other season that they would
Yeah.
all win
Yeah.
their Rookie of the Year.
Um, I think a lot of people want Paul Skeens, right, to win. He's pretty it's like influencer kind of young guy. Well, he is a young guy, but wants everyone wants him to be like the face of the MLB. So, I think it's gonna be hard to go against him. He had a great year for the Pirates, but I'll go Paul Skeens just with the people, but I wouldn't be surprised if I guess it would be a big surprise if someone else than Paul Skeens won. But I'm not
Yeah,
surprised if they do win because they all had great years.
yeah, I think it's definitely a two-man race between Paul Skeens and Jackson Merrill, who had a great ending to the year
Yeah,
with
Churio
two.
had a great beginning of the year, right? And then he kind of leveled off.
Yeah, but yeah, Merrill at one point was had like 7 home runs in 10 games or something like that. It was like an insane run he was on. But I'll go Jackson Merrill, change it up. I think Paul Skeens had a great year, but he did also level off towards the end.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard throwing as hard as he does for
Tommy John
a
is in
long
his
time.
future, I would say.
Okay, let's not say that.
Oh,
So Cy Young finalists, we got Paul Skeens,
oh.
Zach Wheeler, and Chris Sale.
I'll go Chris Sale.
I think Chris Sale will win also, but Paul Skeens kind of thrown in there. I don't think he should be there yet. But for the American League, we got Emmanuel Clase, Seth Lugo, and Tarek Skubal.
I'll go Scoople.
Clase already won the Reliever of the Year award, and he would be the first reliever to ever win the Cy Young award. So I'm gonna go
Dang.
Clase
Why not?
just to go.
History.
Yeah, but he had an amazing year also. He deserves to be in that conversation.
Yep.
And then the Big Boy Award being announced November 21st. National League MVP, Shohei, Francisco Lindor, or Ketel Marte.
Wow.
Yeah,
Shout out to him.
representing the D-backs.
Wow.
Unfortunate
Um,
for him that he has to go against the two.
Lindor and
Yeah,
Otani, huh?
yep.
Damn. Well, at least he's there. He's there for vibes. Um, Man, a lot of people really want to give it to Lindor for what he did with the Mets this season. It's crazy. Again, if it wasn't for Otani, Lindor probably would have just ran away with it. But Otani's just gonna win it. There's no way s- people don't vote for him. He's like the most beloved player in the MLB internationally
Yeah,
and in the US. So
yeah. I think you have to go with Tony. I mean, he had a historic year.
yeah, he
50,
didn't
50.
he didn't barely get 50-50. I think what was the final number? Like 57-56 or something?
Yeah,
55.
he
I
was
don't know.
almost hitting 60-60. So
Yeah.
it was an insane historic year. So like you said, any other year, these other two players have career
Yeah.
years. Uh, there's a good chance they win at either one of
And
them.
you're never going to see this from Otani again because he's going to pitch next year. So there's no way he's going to be stealing bases when he's going to pitch the next day?
I don't know. I mean, you say that now, but then
All right. If he
he
does
just
it,
comes out and he
if he
just
does it
surprises
next year,
everyone.
he
He just surprises everybody.
if his ERA is 2.5 and he's 50-50, dude, just give him the crown as best baseball player ever.
Yeah, he's on pace to be there.
Yeah.
And then American League, you got two Yankees, Juan Soto and Aaron Judge, and then
Yeah.
Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Witt Jr.
I am very surprised Juan Soto is here. I think it probably should have been Gunnar Henderson. Give him a chance there, but I would also want to go with Bobby Witt. I think Aaron Judge is going to win, but Bobby Witt, I think, is probably one of my favorite baseball players right now playing. So,
Yeah, I would have to agree.
and yeah, those are the awards. You'll see them the 21st, the 20th, and the 9th or 18th. So look out for that throughout next week.
Why'd you go opposite order?
Just because that's where we went.
Oh,
I was
okay.
looking, it was just going down from MVP to Rookie of the Year.
Nice. Um, all right. We got the NBA Cup started on Tuesday. They play their games Tuesday and Friday. Set schedule. Luckily enough, I am going to the Warriors game tonight versus the Grizzlies. Shout out BBK. We miss you on the pod. I know there was some controversy when we did that,
Yeah, I'll probably
and
never have Kyle on again.
he still talks to about that moment till this day, and I think it's just funny.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best moments of this podcast.
I'm surprised they didn't ask us to delete it.
Yeah, if it was such a big deal, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm surprised, but maybe because it only had 50 views, it wasn't too crazy in viewage, maybe 80 views, but. The NBA Cup, we had some surprises in the first game on Tuesday. A lot of big teams lost, like the Celtics. They lost to Atlanta by 1 point. That was a pretty crazy upset. Um, I forgot who was the other one. Oh, the
Portland.
Timberwolves. Yeah, the Blazers beat the Timberwolves. We had a great game between the Warriors and the Mavs, of course. Klay Thompson's return game. That was a crazy game. That was probably one of the best games I've ever saw. That wasn't in the playoffs. And yeah, here's the standings. I guess the top four overall standings from last year got put as like the head team in each of the groups this year. That was like a change from last year. Well, last year was the first year and they didn't really know what was going on. Second year they have more structure and how they do things. But second games are tonight. Do you like the NBA Cup, or you are you still out on it, or were you
I mean, I'm
out?
fine with it. I don't see a reason why they shouldn't have it.
Yeah,
It's a fun idea. It gets them. I mean, you saw it uh in like the Knicks game, in the Bucks game. They play harder, it seems like.
yeah,
Like the Pistons and well, the Pistons and the Bucks didn't play in the tournament, I guess. Um, but like the Pistons had a crazy game to beat the Heat, which
yeah,
I mean, I think the Cup has some influence on it at least.
yeah.
Because if you make it, you have a chance to win some money, extra money.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's got my attention, everyone said that no one watches the games until Christmas, so I think it gets a couple extra eyes on the NBA in the beginning stages, but yeah, it's pretty fun to watch and they have the courts are better this year. I would just have to say that. Last year they went full neon, I felt like on every team, but at least this year they have some logos like Portland has the roses on the floor. Um, the Bulls have their logo kind of spread out, enlarged on the court. So pretty
It's
cool
all
there.
about the little details,
Yeah, they're in it for the younger crowd with the cooler courts. So
which is something that they like. I feel like sports or the NBA has gone away from is they've gone too simplistic on stuff. Like bring back like we were just talking about the other day, like with the logos. Like the Raptors used to have a sick logo, and now it's just a ball with like the claw marks on it.
yeah. Well, you speak of the logo, Noah, and well, they put it back on the City Connect jerseys this year. So
Yeah, we'll put it back as the logo.
yeah.
Yeah,
This
that's a sick jersey.
Yeah, it is. Toronto has been great with their City Connect jerseys. Going back to their old logo like this. They had the OVO 1 year for Drake. But yeah, the City Connect jerseys came out. I know people are like kind of on the City Connect and Nike doing the NBA jerseys as a whole are kind of but I don't know. The Bulls, I'm sure that's very meaningful to Chicago, but there's like no design to it. The Mavs, no design, but at least it's not like the light blue green that they've had in past years. Um, the Nuggets are really proud of 5280 being I think it's the elevation in Denver. I don't know. What do you think? Where's the Bulls at?
I think they're the fifth one up top.
Oh yeah.
I think that Nike has really dropped the ball on these jerseys, not specifically these ones, but City Connect jerseys in general.
Like the baseball ones.
In all sports, they have been just not good.
Yeah.
Like it gives you the opportunity to be creative with something, and then you just throw out like the Bulls, like the Hawks,
New
H
York,
Town, Indy,
Lake
Clips.
Show,
Like what? Like what is this?
the Kings, San Antonio.
The Magic is just basically their
Utah's
old
cool.
jerseys.
Those are the
And those are
throwback.
just throwback jerseys though. Like they're already
Yeah,
done. Like those should just be their jerseys. Those should not be the
special city connectors.
yeah, it's the city connectors should be something completely different. Like I don't know,
You could
fun.
say some are completely different, right? Like,
Like look at Golden State's
yeah,
the top right. Like
it's
what is
yeah,
that? Like how is that like oh sick, I'm gonna go buy the city connect jersey.
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
I honestly
Of
think
course,
Lake Show looks kind of cool because at least it's like a gradient type
yeah.
thing.
Out of
But
all of them, I would say my favorite has to be the Raptors or San Antonio. Those are pretty sick.
yeah, I'm not at least like the district lettering is cool on uh what is it? Is that the
Wizard.
Pistons on the bottom right
That's the Wizards.
or Wizards? Like that's cool like concept. I like that. Um, but like blue on blue with the land, like what the heck is going on there? And the Kings might be the worst one. I don't know like what's going on that, but um, there's just a lot of opportunity here that I think they miss.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I could do better because I don't think I can come up with a better idea, but I'm not getting paid to think of it.
yeah.
So,
I would say the worst is Miami, the Heat. They already have that colorway. It's just
eh,
all. It just says Heat culture.
and how do you go from Vice
Miami
Cities,
Vice,
yeah, to
dude.
the complete culture
It's
ones like that?
fine. I know, you don't want to reuse designs, but it's cool to see the Miami Vice ones. So,
Like the culture, if it had not necessarily like the district lettering, but like a different type of lettering, maybe. I
yeah,
don't know.
just it's rough. It's rough out there. So, those are
It's
the
just a lot of
two.
potential. That's the frustrating part is that they could be so good.
Yeah. My last NBA update. Supposedly Bronny's not playing away games in the G League. I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know. There hasn't really been any reasoning why he's not playing away games and what he's doing when the team is away. But Brian Windhorst reported that Bronny will not be traveling with the South Bay Lakers to away games, which I feel like you got to develop. You want to be developing in the G League, so I feel like you got to play away games. But I think the G League just misses out because these away G League teams just miss out on the revenue that Bronny would bring in. Like
Yeah.
I think everyone wants to see Bronny play, right? So if he's not traveling, that sucks. So
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is. I guess it's just to keep them there so when they play in LA, I don't know. Like I don't know what the idea is because
I don't.
he's been going up and down. Like so, I
Yeah.
guess the idea like he's going to be doing that all season. So I guess the idea is not to send him somewhere so
You
they
don't even
can't have
know
him up. Well,
exactly. You
but
can't
I
even.
mean,
It's
what am I
like
gonna like?
I
They
know
haven't said anything. It's like what?
it's
It doesn't make
crazy.
sense. I don't know why. It's
Yeah.
just a weird. I'm guessing it's an ownership idea or something. Like I don't know, but I just don't think. Why would Bronny or LeBron say no? Don't send him away games. Like that just makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't think it's their idea at all. It's just a weird idea that they came up with. Like maybe it was a marketing team idea because the more he's at the games, the more attention they get. So
Yeah. I don't
like
know.
more Laker home games he's at. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, Next one for me, good question to ask. You know what you think. Who do you rather start a franchise with? Victor Wembanyama, Jaden Daniels, or Paul Skeens? Who has the most upside of those three?
I feel like you have to go Wembanyama. He's the more freakish player, like the once in a lifetime type player. Like Paul
Yeah.
Skeens is great and all, but I mean now you're seeing Roki Sasaki come in and you're just like, this guy's better than Paul Skeens. Uh,
Yeah.
and he's the same age, if not a year younger, a year 2 years younger, and he's been playing professionally longer.
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, Jaden Daniels. I don't even think he's like a once in a lifetime player. So I would pass up on Jaden Daniels 100 times if I had to choose between the other two.
I just think my case for Jaden Daniels is that the Commanders have been struggling for so long, with the new ownership coming in and taking over the team, having someone like Jaden Daniels as like, the star rookie QB. I think it's good for the city and the team, something that they can get behind and get excited for. But
I agree, but I feel like that's more of an ownership thing. Like
well,
it
yeah,
was due to get changed, and
yeah,
they needed that change for so long. And I think if you put anyone in that position, I think this team would have been at least in the same area as they are. I don't know if they'd be 7-4, but they would definitely be like competitive
yeah.
because you saw when Marcus Mariota was in there. They didn't
So
look any different. They might have
yeah,
honestly looked better. So, uh, yeah, but yeah, the ownership change was much needed for the Commanders. So shout out to the Commanders fans out there because
it
now
was,
at least you have a team that will be competitive
and they
in
care. The
and
owners
it,
care about the team.
yeah, and it's like an open division too. Like Cowboys are not doing very good. They don't look like they're gonna be very good,
Yeah.
and you only have to
Giants are
fight with the
rebuilding,
Eagles.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would go with Wembanyama too. So
easy.
finally, Caitlin Clark is taking over the golf world. She played in the Pro Am with Nelly Corda this week. Golf Channel did live coverage of every shot Caitlin Clark hit in this Pro Am. Usually, the Pro Am never gets any coverage on Wednesdays, but people really want to see Caitlin Clark. There's a lot of people out there. She did shank one and almost hit some people in the crowd. That was pretty viral, but yeah, Caitlin Clark. Hopefully she gets invited to the Pro-Am at Pebble Beach this year in February so we can all see her play. So,
Nice. Shout out
Caitlin Clark
Caitlin.
taking over golf, of course.
Nice.
Just taking over everything.
That's what happens when you're a superstar.
That's what happens.
Huh? This is what you wanted.
Maybe she doesn't want the spotlight, but she has it. So,
Well, she has no choice. Well,
yeah, she has no choice.
that's what happens when you're this good.
Yep. And that is it for our headlines. Let us know what you think about those. Next, we got the NFL Underdog Picks.
Yeah.
Hopefully, good things this week for us.
Yeah, last week, I don't know, iffy, but week 11 of our underdog picks. We'll start off in Pittsburgh with George Pickens going against Baltimore, one of the worst secondaries in the league. Russell Wilson has looked pretty good, so I think higher than 69.5 receiving yards. Looks pretty good there. So next we'll go another receiver with another uh, QB who has been throwing it pretty well lately against a weak secondary too this week. Jameis Winston. We'll go with Cedric Tillman, higher than 55 or 54.5 receiving yards against the Saints, who just traded away their best corner. So hopefully Cedric takes over that game. And then last but not least, we got Bijan Robinson. I think I've picked him 4 weeks in a row, and he's hit every single time. But this time I'm not going to go rushing yards. I think he's hit every time on his receiving yards. So I'm going to go higher than 26.5 receiving. Against a strong secondary, so I think Kirk's going to have to dump the ball off a lot to Bijan.
Nice. My picks this week, I got Mac Jones going lower than 188.5 passing yards. They're playing a great defense in the Lions. I think Minnesota got after him, Mac Jones, last week. He only put up 111 yards against Vikings, and I think the Lions have a good defense as well. Kyron Williams lower than 103.5 receiving and rushing yards versus the Patriots. It looks like Blake Corum's kind of getting in the mix there, more in that offense. I think Kyron Williams is still the lead back, but 103.5 seems like a lot. And then finally, Bo Nix going against the Falcons. I think this is going to be a kind of a pass heavy game between the two of them. Bo Nix has got higher than this mark in the past 3 games, 30.5 passing attempts, going with the higher on that one.
Nice. Should be a good week of football coming up. Um, yeah, a lot of good games. A lot of games.
A lot of good games, a lot of bad games too. Just want to say, Texans versus Dallas is horrible. Monday Night Football, standalone game.
Didn't flex.
Didn't flex. I guess it's week 12. I heard it was week 12 when they can start flexing games out. So,
But they've been flexing games.
have they?
Yeah, they flexed the Bears games, but it wasn't into, I guess, a primetime role. It was from 10 to 1, and
Oh,
then they flexed it another game. So I don't know.
maybe,
They've had 2 weeks to flex this game because Dak's been hurt for longer than a week now. Before the Cooper Rush started his game. So
okay. Well, you
interesting
heard it here
decision.
first, Start
Interesting
flexing
decision.
games. Yeah. NFL is just interesting as a whole. But yeah, it's been another week. Episode number 10 in the books. Follow us at the MPP Live on Instagram and TikTok for all the best clips and picks. And yeah, we'll see everyone in the next one.
So,
So